Welcome aboard, ladies. I'm Recon Rook, 24602, Church Militant, Colorado Springs chapter. Um, I was reading in scripture the other day in the book of 1 Samuel. I was reading about how the Ark of the Covenant in ancient Israel got lost in a battle to the Philistines. And they lost the ark, and then all of a sudden they took the ark and put it in their false god idol place, and their false god idol smashed on the ground and laid prostrate to the ark for several days in a row, and all the people in that town got hemorrhoids, and so they sent the ark to a different town in Philistine, or whatever that is. And so the other town, likewise, they got all these hemorrhoids, and they were like, "Hey, get this out of here," the ark. Um, and then someone told them, like, you can't just send the ark back to Israel. You're gonna have to give them a gift too. And so they had to make 5 golden hemorrhoids and 5 golden mice, because also their town was overrun by mice when the ark was there, and they had to give all that to Israel. And my first initial reaction, I started laughing. I was like, God, that's hilarious. Wait till my brother hears about this. They had to make 5 golden hemorrhoids. I laughed at first, and then I kept reading. And it's no laughing matter, the ark and everything. Once they returned the ark to Israel, in one of the first towns in Israel, they set it up they made an altar and on a rock or something, and they set the ark there, and the whole town celebrated the return of the ark, except for 70 people of the town, and all those 70 people died because they didn't celebrate this. And that's some serious stuff. It's no laughing matter. I mean, I went to confession and confessed that I had laughed at first. I was like, hemorrhoids, It's no laughing matter, If in this day and age, if we had to sit there and live with some of the fears and stuff that those people had to live with, 70 people died for not celebrating the return of the ark in that town. How many people just excuse themselves from going to mass every day, every month, every Sunday, and stuff. We don't live with the fear of the repercussions of the true fear of the Lord. This is the day of the Lord, that Jesus came down, and he said to the woman caught in adultery, neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. And all these merciful things that Jesus taught us to do, and we can live in his mercy and express mercy and love and peace and fruitfulness and faithfulness and joy and everything. We can live the fruits of the Spirit in the day of the Lord, because the time is coming when Judge Jesus, we all have an appointment with Judge Jesus, and the same thing that those people back in the ancient Israel had to face with Jesus will protect us in our life if we live for him now, but if you do not choose adorable kind Jesus now in how you love God and love your neighbor, then Judge Jesus will not be tolerant and everything. The age of men, this is not the age of orcs or dwarves or transgender animals or thug life princesses or any of this tough guy bullshit. This is the age of men where we stand up and we love God with all our hearts, and we love our neighbor as ourselves, and we pull up our big boy britches, and respect our mother enough to consider our salvation in Jesus Christ. I was listening to the radio this morning, and I heard on the Word station in Colorado Springs all these Protestant preachers saying, okay, now say this one prayer and you'll be saved. Jesus, I give myself to you, or whatever, however it goes. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, they stand outside of the Catholic Church and say that, and that's all well and good to love God and say, I give myself to you. You renew that every single day when you go to daily mass, and Jesus says we are saved by we are reborn in water and spirit. It's not just a prayer that you say, and it's a whole lifestyle of carrying your cross and the process of standing in line and receiving Him in the Eucharist of the Catholic Church. Jesus did His part. He died on the cross, and He gives us our part at Mass in the Eucharist. That's how you enter into the covenant. It's not a re-crucifying of Jesus at all. We're not re-killing Jesus at all. It's impossible. This is a re-presentation of Jesus' sacrifice, and we're at the Last Supper, and we're at the foot of the cross, offering that to God for us. This is 2,000 years later. I wasn't there at the cross, but at Mass we go there for our time, for all ages. We go to Mass and we receive the Eucharist and we enter into the covenant. It's not just a simple prayer of, Jesus, I give myself to you, you do everything. No, we have to bear fruit, we have to be found trustworthy, we have to remain chaste, and we have to care for the resident alien, the orphan, the widow, and the poor. We have to have poverty of spirit, that we depend on Jesus and not on ourselves. And we have to have honesty and stuff like that. All that stuff, and we work out our salvation, as it says. Show me your faith without works, and I will show you faith with works, through works, and stuff. Anyway, the age of men, I was thinking about is like, I saw a talk given by Father Mitch Pacwa here in Colorado Springs years ago, and he talked about the similarities in the fall of the Roman Empire and the masculinity of men in our society, in the similarities of the fall of ancient Rome that might happen to America as we know it, because of men are wuss bags. And you know, in back in time in the 1930s and 40s, men were lying about their age to sign up to go to battle, to fight for our country and our values and our freedom. But this day and age, the people aren't lining up to sign up for the military at all, and everything is, where are the men? You need to be a man. Stand up and go in line. It takes a real man to receive the Eucharist and know what you're receiving and know the value of that. Even if they only offer you the bread portion of it, it's like you're drinking from the cup of the Lord. And you have to be in a state of grace. You have to go to confession before you receive this thing, or Jesus, and you have to be in a state of grace. In Acts of the Apostles, St. Stephen says, God is in an unapproachable light. Even if you stand in line and receive the Eucharist, unless the grace is given, the flesh is of no avail to you. But in the Gospel of John, chapter 4, Jesus sits down at a well, and he tells this shameful woman that comes, he reveals himself to this woman that came up to him at the well. And when she realizes she was talking to a prophet, she asked him this question concerning division in worship. Your people worship in Jerusalem, and we worship on this at this well that Jacob gave to Joseph. The ancient ways, and the Samaritans are exactly like the Protestants. The Protestants branched off from the Catholic Church, and they went, but Jesus is kind to them. They're not far from heaven, but Jesus said to her, salvation comes from the Jews. And he said, we must worship in God in spirit and truth. It's not just spirit, it's spirit and truth. And the body of Jesus Christ, the truth of it is Jesus is a man and he has a body. And he gives us his body to eat in the form of bread. It's not bread, it's his body, his very heart. Jesus is the head and the heart of the body. Yeah, getting kind of long. Anyway, man up.